Philip the Evangelist, one of the prominent figures in the early Christian church, stands as a powerful testament to faith, obedience, and the spreading of the gospel. Although no book in the Bible bears his name, his story is woven through the pages of the Acts of the Apostles, where his actions and character serve as an inspiring model for anyone seeking purpose, faith, and courage in the face of adversity. The early life of Philip. Philip's story begins in Acts 6, where we find him among the 7 men chosen by the apostles to serve the early Christian community. These men were tasked with the important responsibility of distributing food to widows and ensuring that the needs of the community were met. While the Bible doesn't give specific details about Philip's early life or his background, it is clear from his later actions that he was a man of great faith and conviction. Chosen for his wisdom and good reputation, Philip was part of a group who were integral in the church's early growth. His role was to serve, but this seemingly humble task would set the stage for something far more significant. Philip's willingness to serve others in a time of great uncertainty would later define his ministry. Philip's call to evangelism. In Acts 8, after the martyrdom of Stephen, Philip's story takes a dramatic turn. A great persecution arose against the church in Jerusalem, causing many believers to scatter. However, rather than shrinking away in fear, Philip embraced his role as an evangelist. He went to the city of Samaria, a place where the Jewish people had long-standing animosity with the Samaritans. Philip's decision to preach the gospel in Samaria is significant. He wasn't deterred by cultural barriers or historical enmity. Instead, he demonstrated what we can all strive for: courage to overcome division, and a focus on the common humanity that connects us all. His message of hope and salvation through Jesus Christ reached the hearts of the Samaritans, and many were baptized. This is the heart of evangelism, not just preaching, but making a connection that transcends cultural, racial, and religious divides. For today's generation, Philip's actions are a reminder that our purpose is often found in places and situations we least expect. When faced with challenges, whether personal, societal, or professional, it's easy to retreat. But like Philip, we can choose to face adversity with courage and faith, knowing that God often places us in difficult situations for a reason, to bring light and hope where it is most needed. The encounter with the Ethiopian eunuch, a moment of divine appointment. One of the most profound moments in Philip's life occurred when he was led by the Holy Spirit to an encounter with an Ethiopian eunuch, a high-ranking official in charge of the queen's treasury. The eunuch was on his way back to Ethiopia from Jerusalem, where he had been worshiping, but he was struggling to understand the scriptures. Philip's obedience to the Holy Spirit's prompting is worth noting here. Acts 8:29 tells us that the Spirit told Philip, "Go to that chariot and stay near it." Philip didn't question or hesitate. He simply obeyed. His willingness to listen to God's guidance and act on it in a moment of divine opportunity is something we can all learn from. The conversation that followed between Philip and the Ethiopian eunuch reveals Philip's deep understanding of the scriptures and his ability to explain the message of Jesus in a clear and relatable way. Philip used the passage from Isaiah 53, which the eunuch was reading, to explain the gospel of Jesus Christ. His ability to meet the eunuch where he was not just physically but intellectually and spiritually is a profound lesson for us. We are often called to share our faith, not in a way that imposes our beliefs, but in a way that opens hearts and minds to the truth. For anyone struggling with how to communicate their faith or personal beliefs, Philip's example is invaluable. It's not always about having the perfect words, but about being available, listening, and meeting people where they are. Sometimes, our greatest moments of influence come when we step into the lives of others and help them see the truth in their own context. The baptism of the Ethiopian eunuch, a testament to life change. The story culminates with a remarkable event. After Philip explained the scriptures, the eunuch was baptized by Philip right then and there in a nearby body of water. This act of baptism was a powerful symbol of the eunuch's new faith in Jesus Christ and a public declaration of his transformed life. Philip's role in this moment speaks to the power of personal witness. His willingness to guide, mentor, and baptize the eunuch was not just a passing moment. It was an opportunity to change the course of someone's life forever. The eunuch, upon being baptized, went on his way rejoicing, carrying the gospel back to Ethiopia. We may never fully know the far-reaching impact of the seeds we plant in the lives of others, but like Philip, we are called to be faithful in our actions and leave the results to God. This moment offers a reflection on the importance of transformation. Just as the eunuch's life was changed in an instant, our encounters with God can lead to profound transformation, sometimes in the most unexpected ways. Philip's story encourages us to be agents of change in the lives of others, no matter how big or small the moment may seem. Philip's continued impact, a life of service and faith. Philip's story doesn't end with the baptism of the Ethiopian eunuch. In Acts 8:40, we find that after the eunuch left, the Spirit took Philip to Azotus, where he continued to preach the gospel. He traveled all the way to Caesarea, where he would eventually settle. Philip's impact continued as he led his 4 daughters, who were known for their prophetic gifts, in a life of ministry. His family became part of the vibrant Christian community, and Philip himself became a respected figure in the early church. Philip's commitment to his calling serves as a reminder that our journey with God is never a one-time event, but a continuous, unfolding story. His legacy wasn't just in the immediate people he touched, like the Ethiopian eunuch, but in the way he and his family continued to spread the message of Jesus long after he was gone. Relating Philip's life to our modern-day struggles. In today's fast-paced world, where division and fear seem to dominate, Philip's example is a powerful reminder that we all have a part to play in spreading the message of love, hope, and faith. Whether it's through our work, our relationships, or our daily actions, we are all called to be evangelists in our own right. Like Philip, we are invited to boldly face adversity and to step out in faith, even when it seems inconvenient or difficult. Philip's life challenges us to embrace divine appointments. Just as Philip was led to the eunuch, we are constantly surrounded by opportunities to make a difference in the lives of others. But we must be open to God's guidance and act in obedience. Bridge divides. Philip crossed cultural and racial divides to share the gospel. In our world today, it is easy to retreat into familiar circles, but we are called to reach out and connect with people from all walks of life. Live with purpose. Every action Philip took, from serving the early church to preaching in Samaria and baptizing the eunuch, was done with purpose. In our own lives, we should seek to live with a clear sense of mission, knowing that God has a plan for us that goes beyond the ordinary. Be faithful in the small moments. Often, we wait for grand opportunities or for life-changing moments. But like Philip, we are called to be faithful in the small moments of service, knowing that they often lead to something much bigger. That's all for today's video. If you found Philip the Evangelist's story inspiring and want to hear more motivational insights from biblical and historical figures, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.